Sorry. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I'm into the second week of a slam, and it's amazing for me. Iga is a phenomenal player and a really nice person, so I'm really grateful to be able to share.
Center court, the All England Club. The grass is immaculate. The roar of the crowd is still echoing through the hallowed grounds. And a 21-year-old from Quezon City has just done the unthinkable. She has beaten Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, the six-time Grand Slam winner, the woman who had not lost a match on center court since she lifted the Venus Rosewater dish 12 months ago. 7-6, 11-9, 6-2, a victory that sent shockwaves through the tennis world, a victory that made Alexandra Eala the first player from the Philippines to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam in the Open era, a victory that left the defending champion with 44 unforced errors and no answers. But the victory wasn't the only thing that left fans speechless. It was what came after. In the digital realm, a legend was watching, a woman who had once been Eala's childhood idol, a woman who had won Wimbledon as a 17-year-old, stunning the world just as Eala was doing now, a woman who knew exactly what it felt like to conquer the biggest stage in tennis at a tender age, Maria Sharapova. And she had just said something about Alexandra Eala that left the tennis world absolutely speechless. A star. 2 words, simple. Powerful, unforgettable. This is the story of that moment. This is the story of what Maria Sharapova said about Alex Eala after she stunned the defending champion. Let's begin. To understand why Sharapova's words carried so much weight, you have to go back to the beginning, to a young girl in the Philippines who dreamed of greatness. I looked up to so many players, but my super idol is Maria Sharapova, Eala once said. I think I was probably 5 when I first saw her, and she was always dressed nice, and she was loved by everyone, so I was not an exception to that. As a child, Eala had a moment with Sharapova that she would never forget, a meeting that planted a seed that would grow into a dream that would one day lead her to center court. Sharapova was the epitome of everything Eala aspired to be. The 5-time Grand Slam champion, the 2004 Wimbledon winner, who, at just 17 years old, had upset 2-time defending champion Serena Williams in the final, the player who carried herself with grace, power, and an unshakable belief in her own abilities. Now, 17 years later, the roles had reversed. The young girl who had once idolized Sharapova was now being praised by her idol. And the words that Sharapova chose would echo around the tennis world. The moment came after Eala's stunning victory over Swiatek. Wimbledon's official Instagram account posted a video of Eala's match-winning moment, and in the comments section, a legend appeared. A star. 2 words. Simple, powerful, unforgettable. The tennis world was stunned. Maria Sharapova, the 5-time Grand Slam winner, the woman who had won Wimbledon in 2004, was calling a 21-year-old from the Philippines a star, but Sharapova wasn't done. Another report noted her comment as, "What a star." The sentiment was the same. The message was clear. Eala had arrived. The comment was more than just praise. It was a passing of the torch, a recognition that the next generation had arrived, a validation of everything Eala had achieved. Sharapova knows what it takes to be a star. She became one at 17 when she walked onto center court and stunned the world. She understands the pressure, the sacrifice, the belief required to reach the top, and she saw all of that in Eala. A star. Those 2 words will echo long after the controversy fades. They will become a reminder that greatness recognizes greatness, that the sport's legends see something special in the next generation. The praise from Sharapova was not just any praise, it was a full-circle moment, a story that began with a young girl meeting her idol and ended with that idol calling her a star. Eala has always been open about her admiration for Sharapova. She has spoken about the influence the Russian legend had on her career, the way she presented herself, the way she carried herself on and off the court, the way she inspired millions around the world. Now, that inspiration had come full circle. The young girl who had once idolized Sharapova was now being celebrated by her. The student had become the master. The dream had become reality. Eala's victory over Swiatek was already historic. She had become the first player from the Philippines to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. She had beaten the defending champion on center court. She had made history, but Sharapova's words added another layer to the moment. They were a recognition that Eala was no longer just a promising prospect. She was a star, a player who commanded the respect of the sport's greatest champions. The comment section of Wimbledon's post was flooded with messages of support. Manny Pacquiao, the Philippines' own pound-for-pound king, celebrated with Philippine flag and raising hands emojis. Coco Gauff showed her support with a heart eyes emoji. Eva Liz, Eala's close friend, wrote, "Making me tear up." But it was Sharapova's words that stood above the rest. A star. Sharapova was not the only one who took notice of Eala's historic victory. Billie Jean King, the 39-time Grand Slam champion and founder of the WTA, had embraced Eala in the tunnels beneath center court. "What a treat to spend some time with Alex Eala, fresh off her historic win at Wimbledon today," King wrote. "She is the first Filipino to reach the round of 16. Such an inspiration for kids in the Philippines and all over the world. Keep going for it, Alex." Roger Federer watched from the royal box. The 8-time Wimbledon winner had seen it all, but even he was moved by what he witnessed. Jasmine Paolini, the woman who would eventually end Eala's run in the fourth round, had nothing but praise. "She's a star of our sport," the Italian had said before their match. But perhaps the most significant reaction came from the Filipino people. They had rallied behind Eala like never before. Nurses from Birmingham, engineers from Berlin, students from Melbourne, families from Toronto, each one carrying a flag, each one chanting her name. The social media tributes poured in by the thousands. The phrase "Eala-mania" trended across platforms. Fans shared videos of her post-match interview, each one accompanied by tears and messages of gratitude. Eala is no longer just a tennis player. She is a movement, a symbol of hope, a symbol of what is possible when you refuse to give up. And now, she had the backing of her childhood idol. A star. Maria Sharapova's words were not just about one player. They were about the future of the sport itself. Eala has become the biggest draw in women's tennis. Former pros have declared her bigger than Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka. She has driven a 48% jump in ticket sales at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. She has sold out arenas across 6 tournaments this year. And now, she has the backing of one of the greatest champions in tennis history. A star. Those words will echo long after the controversy fades. They will become a reminder that greatness recognizes greatness, that the sport's legends see something special in the next generation. Eala's run at Wimbledon may have ended in the fourth round against Jasmine Paolini, but her journey is far from over. She walked away with a career-best Wimbledon performance and prize money worth €300,000 for reaching the fourth round. She is projected to improve her career-best ranking of number 29. But the victory was about more than rankings and prize money. It was about belief. It was about validation. It was about showing the world that a 21-year-old from a country with no grass court tradition could conquer the biggest stage in tennis. "Because I am emotional doesn't mean I am satisfied," Eala had said after her victory over Swiatek. "Okay, next round, let's go." She wasn't satisfied, she wanted more. And now she had the backing of her childhood idol, the woman who had inspired her to dream, the woman who had now called her a star. The tennis world is watching, the fans are divided, the debate is raging, but one thing is certain: Alexandra Eala has arrived, and she is just getting started. And that, my friends, is how a 21-year-old from Quezon City walked onto center court, stunned the defending champion, and earned the praise of her childhood idol. Maria Sharapova, the 5-time Grand Slam winner, the woman who won Wimbledon at 17, and she said, "A star, 2 words, simple, powerful, unforgettable." The tennis world was stunned, the fans were moved, but one thing is certain. Alexandra Eala has arrived, and she is just getting started. This is the rise of a phenomenon. This is the passing of the torch, and trust me, this is only the beginning.